Well, happy Tuesday and welcome to VA Careers Live. My name is Mike Owens and I'm a recruitment marketing specialist for the Veterans Health Administration, as well as your host for our weekly segment, Talk About It Tuesday. If you're tuning in for the first time, I just want to let you know that we are here every Tuesday at 12 noon Eastern Time. So feel free to grab a snack, grab something to drink, and join us as we talk about careers here at VA. Now, whether you're tuning in for the first time or you've been with us for the whole 2 years, we want you to be part of the program. So please leave your questions and comments in the comment section below. Our team and I will be sure to go through those comments and questions throughout the day and throughout the week to make sure that your questions are answered and your comments are addressed. And we all know someone who wants to work here at VA. So we ask that you please share our broadcast. See, I'm saying the word please. We ask that you please share our broadcast, and we have a special hashtag that's attached to this broadcast, and that's hashtag work at VA. Again, hashtag work at VA. Share our content and let's get this information out to as many people as possible. So with that, we're going to go into our broadcast today. We have a very, 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 very special guest today. All right, we're going to be talking to someone who is spending her whole career making sure that the lives of veterans are improved every day here at VA. So my guest that's coming up, she's from the Massachusetts area. All right, she is a Celtics fan, but unfortunately, I have to admit that she is a Patriots fan. So if you are a Patriots fan, or if you're not a Patriots fan, go ahead and put that in the comment section below. Or if you are from the Massachusetts area, go ahead and give that a shout out in the comment section. But our special guest today serves as the Deputy Chief Veterans Experience Officer here at VA. She is a graduate of Skidmore College. She earned her Doctor of Law degree at Suffolk University Law School, and she also earned a Master's of Laws degree from Georgetown University Law Center. And about a month ago, she received a special award. As I told you, our guest, she works every day to make sure that the lives of veterans are improved, and she recently won an award. It's called the Samuel J. Heyman Award. It's the Service to America Award, and it honors all public servants who work so hard to improve the lives of many people around them, including our nation's veterans. So with that, I want to go ahead and introduce our special guest today, Miss Barbara Morton. How are you?
Hey, Mike, how are you? Thanks so much for having me. Great to be with you all today.
Awesome. Now, I'm sure we're going to have a lot of Patriots fans commenting out in the comment section today. So, I'm excited to see what they have to say about that. But we thank you for having us. We know, you're top dog here at VA, so we appreciate that you took some time to spend some time with us, with me today. So thank you for that.
Absolutely. Well, I'm super happy to be with you all, and I this is such a timely conversation because I think we're at a moment in time where it's so important to recruit the next greatest generation of public servants and siblings, bringing on to the Department of Veterans Affairs. So super excited to talk with you all today.
What you mean next generation? You're only like 22. You're trying to recruit for the high schoolers now?
I feel like all my mentors are retiring these days, so I'm feeling like an old timer now.
Right. I feel the same with this year. I hit my 40th birthday this year, and I feel like, man, am I over the hill now officially?
We're climbing it. It's all good.
All right. So are you ready?
I'm ready to roll.
All right. So my first question for you today is, how did you first come to work at VA?
Yeah, so I love this question because it actually takes me back more than 16 years ago. So I've been at VA for about 16 and a half years and started my career. I'm an attorney by trade, started at a group called the Board of Veterans Appeals back in 2000, I guess it was 2006, 2005, 2006. But interesting journey. Before I kind of talk about that, if I can sort of rewind to when I was in law school. And this sort of really goes to me kind of in a life lesson that I've tried to follow in my career, which is to follow my compass. So when I was in law school in Boston, every summer after your first year, there is sort of this competition to be hired by different law firms. It's called a resume drop. So you drop, 500 copies of your resume for every law firm in and around your area, your city, your, in my case, New England region, to see if you could compete to get an internship or a fellowship during the summer. And I remember I went to my career counselor and she said, well, did you do the resume drop? Everything was due this week. And I looked at her and I said, I don't really want to work at a law firm. I really think I want to go into public service. And she sort of looked at me like sideways, cross-eyed. I mean, jaw dropped to the floor. And she told me every reason why that was, probably not the smartest thing to do, because you have to practice at a law firm for at least 5 years before you could ever make anything of your life or your career. And I remember sort of taking that in, digesting it, but nonetheless, really following my compass. And I knew I wanted to come to DC. First of all, I came for school, but secondly, to see how I might be part of a cause larger than myself, which is being part of our federal government. And so I applied for a position as an attorney at VA, and was really lucky to be brought in as an attorney, got a sort of an up close and personal look at the claims and the benefits process, the appeals process, and have had a variety of different roles since I've been here. Landed in the Veterans Experience Office about 6.5 years ago now, and I knew it was such a great opportunity to build a brand new office with siblings across VA to try to improve veteran experience and build trust, one veteran and one interaction at a time.
Awesome. So I have a quick question. So you said last month you received the Samuel J. Heyman Service to America Medal. So where were you when you found out that you were getting that medal?
Well, so I love to, well, first of all, thank you for sharing that. I really, I get wildly uncomfortable with thinking of it as an individual award. It really isn't. I mean, for me, it's a representation of the collective efforts that we as siblings in VA, and this is, up, down, side to side, every corner of the department, to move the needle on experience. So I received this for us, on behalf of us, all of us, and particularly those of our siblings in Veterans Health Administration. So when I received that news, I was actually at work. I was working, okay. And I, just was so incredibly humbled and grateful that our work, our collective work around experience, which is relatively new, sort of as a core discipline in government, it's relatively new. And we VA, as folks listening probably know, I mean, we started on this journey in VA back in 2014, post Phoenix VA Medical Center wait time crisis, right? So this was really sort of a years-long journey amongst all of us together, and to have customer experience, veteran experience be elevated to this level of recognition, to me, is just such an incredible moment for us as public servants and also in government, right? It's about getting back to basics, government for the people, by the people, not losing track of the human at the center of what we're trying to deliver, and not letting the bureaucracy and the processes sort of overtake our attention, but really having the customer, the veteran, at the center. So it was really an incredible piece of news that I humbly receive on behalf of all of us, and really celebrate VA in a leadership role in customer experience in government.
Awesome. I just feel like I should call the Oscars and say, you know what, we're going to bring you and your team on stage. You're going to accept the award in front of everyone and give that incredible speech that you just gave. So,
well, again, we share it. It's all of ours.
Right. But congratulations, though. So I'm going to go ahead and move back on pace before my producer starts screaming at me. So
yeah, sure.
Again, you congratulations on receiving that medal. And, it's for all the hard work that you and your team do to improve the veteran experience at VA. So why do you feel like tracking and improving the customer experience is so vital here at VA?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I think it's multifold. I think at an agency specific level, our mission, we all choose to come to VA, right? I mean, we have the best mission, the most noble, and sort of in some level emotional mission, I think, of all government, almost every other agency. And I think about particularly those of us who, have had interactions with veterans. I did when I was at the Board of Veterans Appeals. I would hold hearings with veterans who were appealing, benefits decisions, and being nose to nose with those that we serve. And I know in the healthcare space, I mean, you all are kind of on the front lines, many of you, nose to nose with veterans. There's such an opportunity for us to make an emotional connection and an empathetic difference in someone's life, particularly if they're going through something difficult, or if they're in a vulnerable state, whether it's from a benefits perspective or a healthcare perspective. So I think inherent in our mission is really about connectivity and empathy, and really kind of serving those who have served a cause greater than themselves. I mean, what a noble, incredible, aspirational mission. I do think that also kind of on a more macro level outside of VA, but government as a whole, as I sort of mentioned at the outset, we really, I think, need to sort of remain very rooted and grounded in the core tenets of our Constitution, which is, again, government for the people, by the people. I think oftentimes requirements of bureaucracy and process, and these are all good requirements, right? Because they're checks and balances built in. You want to protect against abuse of power, appearance of impropriety, all these other things. But oftentimes, I think the bureaucratic processes sort of get in the way and tend to dominate. And so we collectively default to the bureaucracy as opposed to, thinking about the human at the center. So I think this movement and this recognition, certainly, of customer experience as really a core discipline, something we should and we must do in VA, is not only tied to our mission, but really tied to the guts of our constitutional structure as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that answer. So, as we know, like, you work primarily with customer veteran experiences at our VA facilities across the country. Mm-hmm. How do you feel that improving the customer experience improves the working experience here at VA?
So, I think it's, again, multiple sort of facets to this. And I think the best part of it is when I encounter a veteran, outside of my work role, and they say, to me, hey, I never thought of going to VA, but I've tried VA. I've actually come back to VA. And I've had a great and incredible experience. So having that impact one-on-one with a veteran who's actually engaged with us either for the first time or has come back to us is so incredible. And that's exactly what we want to be able to do. We want to be able to make them feel like they belong and that they are part and parcel of our larger community. I think the second part of it is really about sort of the employee experience as well, where if you are able to have a fulfilling mission and being able to deliver a service that actually makes a difference in those that you serve, it feels so fulfilling to have that purpose and to sort of execute on that purpose. So I think it's both a benefit to, one veteran at a time, creating a better experience, but also it fulfills this sort of deep need for a shared and common purpose to create better experiences for veterans that we serve.
Awesome. So our audience consists of potential candidates at VA from all levels. We know that you're particularly in senior leadership. So what advice would you offer to someone who's considered working here at VA, especially at the senior leader level?
So I think, for me, I have found a professional home here. I mean, I've had about 5 or 6 different jobs since I've been here at VA. I think what's really energizing to me is there is sort of an ocean of opportunity. I mean, there's so many different types of jobs that are available in this agency, but all pointed towards that common shared purpose, which I think really unifies us as an organization. So whether you want to try something new and dabble in maybe, kind of understanding budget or policy or benefits administration, healthcare services, really there's something for everybody here at VA. And we're also large enough and spread out across, the country and also across the globe that there's so much opportunity at your fingertips with, again, a wonderful community of siblings. So I would highly encourage folks, A, to join VA who are not in this family quite yet, but B, stick around and contribute in different corners of the agency because you can make such a tremendous impact wherever you are.
Awesome. I love that little speech. You're making me want to go reapply to come work at VA.
And
I agree. Like if they were able to find a place for me to go in VA, they can find a place for anybody here at VA.
Exactly. So, there's room for everyone.
Yes. So what would you say is your most absolutely favorite thing about working at VA?
So I love my team. I love my siblings. I love being part of this VA family. And I'm like a gushy, mushy person. I consider you all my brothers and sisters, even people I haven't met. It's like we all have this common purpose and shared passion and goal. And we're all able to move the needle on whatever transformation we put our minds to together. And I think that's what's so satisfying is this sort of common language, this unified culture, and my immediate team of folks who are so passionate and creative and energized and really just amazing. It's an amazing experience for me to be surrounded by incredible talent, an incredible talent of people. And of course, the ultimate impact that we can all have together for veterans, their families, caregivers, and survivors.
Awesome. And again, that's the first time I ever heard someone consider their coworkers as siblings. And I feel honored that you consider me a sibling. Especially
Whether
at
you
your
like it or
level.
not,
So
you are.
I appreciate that. And so I have one more off the cuff question.
Of course, go for it.
How many replica Patriot Super Bowl rings do you own?
I wish I had any. I don't, but I love bling, so I need to go buy one.
Well, I'm gonna make you jealous here for a second, and I'm sure you have so many stories. When the Patriots won their first Super Bowl,
You were
right
there.
after 2011 in New Orleans, I was there.
What?
I was part of I was in the military at the time, and I was part of the pregame show, and they let us watch the whole Super Bowl from the sidelines, and I was actually on the Patriots side of the field. So I was there when Tom Brady won his first Super Bowl.
Did you wear the jersey and the number 12?
I didn't.
That's okay.
He was fairly new back then. So
he was underestimated. Yes, indeed.
But I never had the jersey, but I've always enjoyed the Belichick hoodies with the sleeves cut off. So
right? That's a look.
That's more my fashion there.
I love it. Awesome.
All right. So again, Ms. Morton, thank you. For those who came in the middle of the interview towards the end, today I was talking to Ms. Barbara Morton. She serves as Deputy Chief Veterans Experience Officer here at VA. And we had a lot of good conversation about the Veterans Experience Office here at VA and just career advice for those who are trying to seek employment with the VA, especially at the senior leader level. So if you missed it, be sure this interview is going to be on our LinkedIn page and our social media pages right after this interview is over. So feel free to come back and click it and watch it at its entirety. So again, Ms. Morton, thank you for joining us.
Awesome. Thanks for having me. Great to be with you.
And with that, that's the conclusion of our interview today. We thank you for watching, and we will see you here on next Tuesday. Have a great day.